Oh, if these walls could sing, what a beautiful ballad of history could they tell? What is it about Gruene Hall that attracts people like moths to a beautiful melodic flame? Maybe it has something to do with the old hall's age. The year was 1872. German settler Ernst Gruene, along with his wife and two sons, Heinrich and Ernst Jr., chose the area a little northeast of New Braunfels, Texas, to settle and develop a small town based around the cotton industry. By 1878, the town of Gruene was under construction.
Henry Gruene really laid the town out. I think one of the first structures that was built as far as the cotton empire went was the Cotton Gin, which is now the Gristmill Restaurant. That was also built in 1878, and of course they built it on the riverbank in order to take advantage of the water power.
Heinrich Gruene, better known as H.D., is widely considered to be the founder of Gruene, Texas. In addition to the Cotton Gin, H.D. opened a mercantile store where tenant farmers could buy goods on credit and pay for them after the harvest. In 1878, construction also began on a hall. It was to be a place where residents could go to socialize, a diversion from their hard-working lives, a place where they could dance to the music of their German homeland.
Ja, das ist die Lichtensteiner Polka, mein Schatz.
A sign hanging over the bar in the hall read, "Den feinsten Schnaps, das beste Bier, bekommt man bei dem Heinrich hier." Or, the best liquor, the best beer, you get it Henry's here.
So he eventually built this hall as a social center, and he really was trying to also make money too, because he sold, obviously, alcohol. But it was a place to dance, and they ended up spending the night on the weekends a lot of the times, dancing and socializing. And besides the weekend activity, there were a lot of things the hall was used for as well. They used it for graduations, for a voting location, for badger fights. Apparently that was some sort of an activity that was interesting to the area. When the first airplane flew over the area, they climbed up on the roof and watched the airplane go over. So just a lot of socialization things took place in this particular hall in this area.
Heinrich Gruene continued to develop and expand his town by adding a lumber yard and a bank. He provided land for a school and even served for a time as postmaster. But in 1920, the man they called H.D., Heinrich Gruene, died, and the town of Gruene would begin an era of slow demise. A boll weevil plague destroyed most of the cotton crops in 1925. Those farmers that managed to survive the infestation would then face the Great Depression. While the town was nearly wiped out, Gruene Hall managed to somehow survive, barely. In the early 1970s, developers came to town with plans to tear down the old iconic structure to make way for new homes. Another group of investors, Pat Molak and Mary Jane Naley, decided that the hall and many of the surrounding buildings just needed a little love and a bit of sprucing up.
When we came, it was in the mid-70s, and that was a period of time where there was a lot of interest in the redneck rock movement in Texas. So that was a very popular thing going on, especially with the area college students and young people. We, among those people, found that music very interesting and fun and compelling. It brought a lot of people together. So that's basically the music we started out with when we came in 74, 75.
The musical rebirth of Gruene Hall in the 1970s and 80s attracted young, up-and-coming musicians who would eventually go on to become some of the biggest stars in the music industry. Performers like Garth Brooks and George Strait.
Whether they started and played here a long time before they became famous, something like George Strait, for example, or whether they were just passing through here on one of their forays to try to become someone like Garth Brooks. So it was something that we feel really special about, you know, in having been able to be a part of their success, whether it was big or little part of their success.
Every time I come back to Gruene Hall here, I realize this is a place right here.
And the old hall continues to be a launching pad for many young working musicians trying to make a name for themselves. The only difference now is these performers are completely aware of the folks who came before them and the mystique of this iconic venue.
When you play in Texas, like playing Gruene Hall kind of means a lot, you know? Like our bass player is from South Texas, and he said everyone in his family, like, consider that if you played Gruene Hall, you made it in the music business, basically.
I feel like when you walk in here, you can kind of feel that it's an old place and it has a story behind it, you know? And you're not only feeding off of the building and the story behind that, but you're feeding off of the people that come in and see that.
Oh, if these walls could sing, the stories they could tell, the musicians, the songs, the dancing, the people, and the memories. Gruene Hall is pretty much the same as it was when H.D. Green built it in 1878. And the owners intend to keep it that way.
Well, I think Gruene Hall is a bit of Texas history that's really just continuing to make history every day. So I think it's a place where people make their own memories and where Texas history has continued to be made all the time.
Thank you.